Da 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 da. It's a new year for the briefing room. I may have had a drink too many. Hey guys, and welcome back to the briefing room. And this is the briefing room year-end extravaganza. I may be exaggerating a little bit. Now, being a Robotech fan is not always a happy experience, but it's happier than death. And 2016 was very rough on celebrities, but it was surprisingly kind to the people involved in Robotech. But just in case, let's take a look at the in memoriam. Bruce Lewis wrote and drew for the Invid War Aftermath series, which ended up being controversial as at that time, most hardcore fans' gospel was the McKinney novels, and he did not follow that story. This led to more controversy as he made comments about the fandoms being a bad thing. He did seem to have big plans with the series, but it prematurely ended because he had an increased workload. Jesus Barrera was the Spanish voice actor that played Rick Hunter and Scott Bernard. Not only did he reprise his roles in the Shadow Chronicles, but he also produced the Spanish language tracks for it. His other non-Robotech roles include Luke Skywalker, Rex from Toy Story, and Yamcha from Dragon Ball, as well as many others. These two gentlemen had quite an impact on Robotech, and they passed away far too soon, and they will be terribly missed. But luckily for us, death was not the only Robotech news we got. So, let's move on to Harmony Gold's bread and butter merchandise. Now, they've been really pushing the super deformed VF1s from Kit's Concepts that they recently released. Now, up until recently, I really didn't have the money to drop $70 on this, and quite frankly, I probably still don't, though I've been thinking about picking one up. But since I haven't picked one up yet, I don't really have a review yet. It is all metal, and it looks like it is a lot sturdier than some of the other products that they have released VF1 wise. So there's that, and it also lights up. That's kind of cool. Speaking of other VF1 figures, they also released this year a VF1D trainer. Now this is a little bit interesting news because although they've released many 1/100th figures, this would actually be the first VF1D with the trainer design that they've released. It is much cheaper, but again, I still haven't picked it up, so I don't really have anything to say about it. But it looks to be just like the rest of their 1/100th figures. Now, something I mentioned in my year-end video in last January is this Rick Hunter figure. Now, they still have not released this figure, but they have been posting more and more images of it throughout the year. And they've also introduced a Max figure of the same type. These look to be pretty nice figures. They're probably going to be pretty pricey. I've seen similar figures for other things go easily in the 100s, so we'll keep an eye out on that, and I'll let you know when we find out more information. They released a lot more products this year through their deal with 80s Tees, and these products are getting cooler and cooler. But despite the new designs being very cool, my complaint still stands from last year, and that's they are way too expensive for my taste for clothing. Okay, well, that's all the Robotech merchandise news for this year. As you know, that's pretty much all Harmony Gold does is merchandise, so see you guys. Come on guys, you know me better. That's not my normal outro. There actually was a surprising amount of Robotech news this year. First and foremost being that Robotech is now back on 3 different streaming services: Crackle, Netflix, and on Amazon Prime, with Amazon Prime having both the original syndicated version as well as the version that the other 2 have. And this is great for 2 reasons. It creates a new fan base, as well as it creates a platform for possible future projects. Robotech has a new vice executive. His name is Billy Davis, and he brought a new energy to San Diego Comic-Con. And since then, there has been a large influx of news regarding Robotech, as well as Harmony Gold being much more open about certain things than they were in the past. Now, both those are good things that definitely needed to happen. But time will tell if this pans out to actually be a good move on Harmony Gold's part. One such news story is that Robotech now has a new comics provider in Titan Comics, who have been around for quite a while, but just recently got into the periodical comics game with Doctor Who, Assassin's Creed, and Dark Souls on their resume. It'll be interesting to see what they do with Robotech, but as of right now, I do like the move. One of the reasons I like this move is because not only are they providing new Robotech comics, which are set to release in the first quarter of this upcoming year, but they also will be releasing past comics that are no longer canon, but a lot of people want. Now this, even though they're no longer canon, this is a very smart move, and one that Disney has capitalized with on their Star Wars property, releasing Legends books. Harmony Gold centralized the Robotech offices, and there's some cool things in there, like a TV that's ready to play Battle Cry. They let Den of Geek writer Seamus Kelly visit them, and they talked with him on a variety of subjects. One of the many subjects that they talked about are future Robotech projects, and guys, I don't think we're getting any new Robotech animation anytime soon. They told Seamus that they were having many discussions amongst each other and with Sony about whether or not to continue the storyline that they've developed or whether to augment Sony's story first. Guys, one of the reasons that I keep saying that you guys should look at Crackle is because Harmony Gold has an aversion to the strings that come with network syndication. And on the same hand, streaming services are growing so rapidly. So they're more than likely going to go with a streaming service over network syndication. So how does that pan out? Well, Netflix has a lot of original anime. So even if they agree to terms with Netflix, Robotech could very well get lost in the shuffle. Amazon Prime's really difficult to pin down because even though they do have original programming like Netflix does, I know a lot of people that have Amazon Prime accounts that never use the Amazon Prime video service. And there's a lot of people that don't want to pay for Amazon Prime to start with, so I don't know how that would work out. That leaves Crackle. Crackle's free to everybody, so there's no issue there. It's open. Sony pushes it really hard on their PlayStation Network, since it is owned by Sony, by the way. And Sony and Robotech already have from what Harmony Gold has described, a really good deal for Robotech, which is why I'm inclined to believe that it'd be on Crackle. So, if in fact they are having these discussions with Harmony Gold and Sony, I'm gonna say Sony and their money is going to push for augmentation of Sony's brand of Robotech over Harmony Gold's. So we might not see Academy or Shadows Rising or anything like that for quite a while. We've talked a lot about Sony in the live action movie already, so why don't we actually directly talk about Sony in the live action movie? The news is same as last year. They announced at San Diego Comic-Con that the final draft of the script is in fact done. So we're ready to make the movie, right? Not quite yet. There are other pre-production matters to attend to. They're gonna work on scheduling and budget. They're probably going to bring in a couple more writers to look at the scripts and maybe add a touch here and there. And James Wan is a very busy guy now. Aquaman has been moved from a 2019 release date to 2018 release date. So he will be working on that this year. So earliest they might start at the end of this year, maybe. But like I said, he's a very busy guy. He's got a lot of projects he's attached to. And in fact, he himself said that he doesn't know when it'll start. And that's really why I wanted them to... They said they were going to move quickly with this project, and that's why I really wanted them to move quickly with this project. As it stands, I really don't expect it coming out till at least 2020. If not later than that. So, what do we do until then? If they're not going to do any animation to continue the line they're doing, and augmenting the movie, and the movie's not coming out until 2020, what are we, as Robotech fans, supposed to do? Well, as I mentioned before, there are going to be new Robotech comics coming out from Titan Comics, as well as them releasing older comics that, if you're a newer fan, such as myself, that hasn't gotten the ability to collect all of the comics through Robotech's lifetime, you could do that. And I'll continue making videos. In fact, I'm planning on doing reviews of the new comic line, as well as eventually getting around to doing reviews of previous comics. And that brings me to my next point. I will continue making videos. Not just reviews of that stuff, but just, you know, quirky theories, whatever, glimpses into my life, Let's Plays, all that kind of stuff. You can find it right here. And that brings me to my evaluation of myself for this last year. 2016 has been interesting on all levels, to say the least. But as far as the videos go, an old friend of mine from high school was at my wife's work the other day and told her that he and one of my coworkers make fun of my videos, calling me goofy and unprofessional. Which, frankly, I don't care. But me being as analytical as I would like to be, I have been looking into myself. And the goofiness, this is YouTube, guys. YouTube! Everyone here's crazy! And, you know, in the beginning, I was a little bit more camera shy, even though I'd done YouTube videos before. After it was, wow, 7 years. Yeah, almost 7 years since I had done a video last. That is crazy. That is a crazy long time. But when you're not in front of the camera that long, the comfortableness you develop in front of the camera disappears. And so I kind of had to build that back up. So my first couple videos were a little rough, little bit, just tiny. But I've been working on getting better. The quality of my videos started off really bad, really bad. But again, I've been getting better. I've been working on it. As you can see, I've finally fixed the lighting issues that have plagued all of my videos up till this point. I got a new computer. That didn't work out, but I do have a mic coming here not too long from now, where I will record all my audio instead of using the camera's audio for my Let's Plays and my videos and all of that. I'll actually have a legit professional mic. I'm planning on either fixing this last computer up or just buying a new computer again. But the fact of the matter is, I am working on improving my videos for you guys, for myself. I want to put out a product that's out there that I can be proud of. I recently met a guy who is a graphics designer, and As of right now, he does not have Photoshop. He lost his copy, so he needs to get a new copy. But we've been talking about him doing the graphic designs for me, for my channel. That would be a big help. That's probably one of my weakest areas right now. I've been using Microsoft Paint, if that tells you anything, for my thumbnails and so forth. When I'm planning on getting an actual HDMI recording device. Right now all I have is composite. I am working on it, guys. I am working on improving my videos for you. I want to make a high quality video for you guys. I will be out there for you. I will be improving. You can come grow with me, and we'll just have a great time together talking about what we all love, which is Robotech. And possibly video games too. So, at the end of the day, that's what I have for you as far as my analysis of myself. I do need improvement, I admit, but I have seen growth in myself through my previous videos, and I will continue to improve for you guys. Well, what else we can look forward to, and this is not very tidy because I had the script written. I was about to make the video, and they announced 2 more things that they say are coming in 2016. Why would you wait that long? But there are 2 more items that Harmony Gold teased right there at the end of the year, and that is a 1/6 scale cockpit diorama thing for the 1/6 scale figures that we talked about earlier, as well as an SDF1 from the same people that are doing the super deformed figures. So that is a welcome thing. You've heard me say it several times on this video. I want the cruisers. The cruisers would be cheap to purchase. They'd look nice, sitting, you know, on a stand. Oh man, I can't wait for that figure. I will drop the money needed for that figure. I'm not sure what the size of the cockpit diorama thing would be. I'll put it over there somewhere. But that's going to be an interesting one too, just because that is quite large. 1/6. That'll be quite a large figure. So we'll see. I might not have the room for that. Kind of losing space on my shelf over here. Got this Darth Vader for Christmas. Wah, wah, wah. But yeah, we'll see if I can get that or not. If I can, if I do have the space, I'll definitely work on that. But that is literally it. They've not released anything else. I'm gonna record this, edit it, hopefully have it out by the 1st of the month. Definitely have it out before the end of the first week of January. So I will see you guys later. I hope you enjoyed this video. It's a little long, but I thank you for watching. I thank you for watching me through this entire first year. I know it's been a journey. I hope you continue following it with me. And you know what? This might be empty, but here's to a fantastic 2017. See you later, guys.